Hello and welcome back. In this video, I will be walking you through test case management on TestPod, which includes creating test cases, organizing test case into folders, and finally importing an already existing test case from Excel sheet. So to do that, first we'll click on our test cases, and on the test case management page, you can create new test case and manage existing ones. You can also create new folders which symbolizes or can represent features or modules of your application. So to do that, I will go ahead and click on add new folder and I'll call this cart. I'll give it a description and click on create folder. Voila, my folder has been created. This is not all. I can go ahead and add a subfolder to this. So you can call this subcats and also a description. So I'll click on create folder. So if I collapse this folder, we know we have folders underneath the root folder. Then also same option that applies to the root folders applies to the subfolders, which can be to add our test, add another subfolder, edit folder, or delete. So our main focus here is to add test. So we want to add test to our subfolder. So click here and click on add test. So to create our test case, we have the options to input our test case name, our description, the condition, our test case steps, and we can also add expected results and add an attachment. So we'll quickly do that. Say verify count when user add an item to cart. You can give it a description and a precondition. Precondition is user should and then we give it our test step. So our test step to do that, go ahead and say one, say click on product. All right, and then our expected results. All right, and then if we have an attachment, we can add our attachment, and also you can assign our test to a team member. You can also give it a state. You can give it an automation status if this test case can be automatable or not. Our function, we mentioned that you can tag our test case according to the functionality. So is it a functional test, a non-functional, user, business, accessibility, performance, regression, or compatibility test? You can then go ahead and give it a priority, and we also have our custom tags. So for our custom tags, this is a list of previously created for some tag. So if you don't have, if you're a first time user, you're expected not to have any of this. So to do that, you need to create a tag by yourself. So to do that, I will just call this tag and I'll click on enter. My tag has been created. To be sure, if I come here and I click here, this is the tag I created. Click and I'll click on save. So now my test case has been added successfully. And inside of my folder, you can see my test case. You can as well click to make edits to your test. So finally, we want to import an existing test case from our Excel sheet. All you need to do is to click on the icon here. So click and I'll click to upload. I'll select my, all right. Now we have the location. Where do we want to save our imported test case to? Remember, this is the name of the name of the subfolder we created. You can go ahead and update folder location by clicking on change folder location. If I click, these are the list of the folders that I currently have. So I can go ahead and change the location if I need it to be in cart or I need it to be in the sign up page, in the sign up folder rather, but I need it to be in my subcart. Another thing to have at the back of your mind is you need to know exactly the row number where you have your headers on your Excel sheet. In my case, my row headers are on row 1. If I have my headers on row 6, row 20, I just have to update it accordingly. But in my case, I have it on 1, so I'll click on. All right. The next thing for me to do is to map out my test case. So my CSV data, this was what was detected on it, and this is what I have to give to it to match. So for the name, TestPod has already detected its name, ID, states, priority, automation status, type, steps, description, preconditions, and expected result. But in case you have a mismatch, you can go ahead to click on the drop down here and select the possible or the closest description that is close to what you have on your Excel sheet. So I'll click on show preview, and here I already have the preview of my test. So I can go ahead and click on finish import. Once this is completed, my existing test case has been imported successfully. It has given them test IDs, the title, the priority, and automation status. You can as well go ahead to make edits to each of these test case by clicking on the three dots here and click on edit. Here you can then make changes where necessary. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this interesting and looking forward to seeing you in the next one.